Tiffany Aching was lying on her stomach by the river, tickling trout. She liked to hear them laugh. It came up like bubbles. A little way away, where the riverbank was more like a pebble beach, her brother Wentworth was messing around with a stick, and almost certainly making himself sticky. Anything could make Wentworth sticky. Washed and dried and left in the middle of a clean floor for 5 minutes, Wentworth would be sticky. It didn't seem to come from anywhere. He just got sticky. But he was an easy child to mind, provided you stopped him from eating frogs. There was a small part of Tiffany's brain that wasn't too certain about the name Tiffany. She was 9 years old and felt that Tiffany was going to be a hard name to live up to. Another and larger part of Tiffany's brain was thinking of the word susurrus. It was a word that not many people have thought about, ever. As her fingers rubbed the trout under its chin, she rolled the word around and around in her head. Susurrus. According to her grandmother's dictionary, it meant a low, soft sound as of whispering or muttering. Tiffany liked the taste of the word. It made her think of mysterious people in long cloaks whispering important secrets behind a door. Susurrus, susurrus, susurrus. She read the dictionary all the way through. No one told her you weren't supposed to. As she thought this, she realized that the happy trout had swum away. So that is the beginning, or almost the beginning, of a novel called The Wee Free Men by Terry Pratchett. And so susurrus is a word which means whispering, murmuring, or rustling, like when you hear a river flowing, it's like the susurration of the river, okay? So that soft kind of maybe the wind on a day, a pretty day when there's a light wind and you hear it through the trees, that's susurrus. Or we could say it's susurration. Something is causing susurration. So that word susurrus is what they call in poetry and in any kind of literary writing, onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is a word that imitates a sound, okay? It phonetically resembles or suggests the sound that it describes, and it tends to be common things like a pig says oink. Oink is onomatopoeia. Meow. Roar, chirp like a bird, chirp, 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 chirp. It can actually, interestingly, differ between languages. Like we say, when we hear an old-fashioned clock, not a digital clock, but an old-fashioned clock ticking, we say tick-tock, 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 right? Well, in Spanish, they say tic-toc, tic-toc, T-A-C, T-I-C, T-A-C. In Italian, they say tita, tita, and in Mandarin Chinese, they say kachin, kachin. In Japanese, it's tik, tik, and I'm sorry, I said that right. It's tita in Mandarin, it's kachin, kachin in Japanese, and it's tik, tik in Hindi, which is a language that they speak in India. All right, so we're going to watch some videos about onomatopoeia, but specifically onomatopoeia fits in a category, and we've talked a little bit about this before when we were getting ready for poetry, that the category is figurative language. And it includes metaphors and similes and a variety of other ones as well, which you'll watch on the video. Irony, which we talked a little bit about the other day. I just threw some onomatopoeia up here on the board. Shh, bonk, ha-choo, pop, roar. Okay, those are all words that sound like the sound that they are actually making. Okay, that's onomatopoeia. I know we talked about this before. I just wanted to remind you so that when you get started on your classwork today, that you will remember that this is one kind of figurative language. There will be classwork as well in the email that you get, so pay attention to that email that you got. You already got it since you're watching this. For homework, you're going to do a think, read, write, and obtain. What is that? Okay, so think about what is your favorite form of writing. If you must sit down and write, you may say, I hate all writing. But if you must sit down to write, do you like to write poetry or essays or stories or song lyrics or letters? Okay, what kind of writing? Think about that. How do I like to write the best? Then I want you to read chapters 20 through 24 in the Red Badge of Courage, which means that finishes the book. Woohoo! Okay, our next book was supposed to be Huckleberry Finn, but we are running short on time, having had some, breaks and, days missed and those sorts of things. So we're actually going to skip Huckleberry Finn, but you should read it someday, okay? It really is the great American novel. It is so reflective of America and all the ways that we like people and we don't like people and we judge people, and the way America has grown to be what it is today. It's a fantastic novel. Of course, it does contain the N-word that we don't say in polite conversation or probably any conversation. But it has that word because that was actually at the time that the book takes place, that was what people called African American people. It wasn't an insult or a bad word like it is now, okay? It was just like we might say 40 years ago they would say Negro, and even now that might be a little odd if you said that. Now we say black or African American. Back then they used the N-word as if they were saying Negro or black. So, like I said, I highly recommend that you read that book when you have a chance, or listen to it. Listen to the audiobook if you want. But so we are starting, you have the writing part. In your favorite form of writing, whether it's poetry or lyrics or essays or letters or stories, I want you to write something interesting about yourself. Okay, this is classwork, so I would like it to be emailed to me by tomorrow, Friday, by 2 p.m. Okay, this is classwork. You need to get it done. Don't put it off, okay? And you know what? That is not right. Cross that out. That's part of your homework. That's not due for a week. The part of the writing that you'll do in the assignment that I sent you today, I would like by 2 o'clock tomorrow. I always get confused with homework and classwork, but the classwork in the email that you get today, okay? Please email me that tomorrow, all right? And the other thing that's really, really important, because we're going to start reading a new book. We're going to read a book called My Antonia, or some people say Antonia, but either way, it doesn't matter, by Willa Cather. And I would like to start that next week. It is available as a free PDF, which will be attached to the email that you got. So if you don't have time to get it, or if you just want to read it, on the web, that's fine. So check that out. But this is our next book, My Antonia, or My Antonia, depending on who you ask. And so now watch the rest of the videos and do the classwork that are in the email that this video came with. And that's it for today. So bye for now.